Hello you guys, welcome back to another video. I'm gonna do we're in May, a May recap for my reselling business and a what sold. So I have not done a what sold video at all this month, in the month of April. Just like busy with things, whatever, I don't know. So I am going to, and sorry, I know the lighting's not the greatest. I don't have the light on, but the window's open and it's like 6 p.m. right now. So I'm going to go over some sales from the month. I picked, and the month's not over the month isn't over as I'm filming this. It's actually May 30th. So we have the rest of tonight and then the 31st, which is tomorrow. And then the 1st is on Sunday, so today's Friday. But I'm just going to film this portion and share my sales so that I can film this, get this done and out of the way. And then I'll come back on the 1st and just share my totals, any other sales that sold that I want to share within the next couple days. So make sure you stay till the end of the video and then you'll get my monthly recap, but we're gonna start with what's sold. Okay, so the sales that I picked are for $20 and over. I don't have a ton, to be honest. Like, a lot of my sales are like, I'm not where I want to be in my reselling, let's just say. So like, a lot of my sales are under 20. Most of them are, but I only picked the sales that in the living room. I gave it to you. It's on the bed.
Where's that?
On your little bed. Go find it. It's out there. So because I didn't do a what sold and I'm doing the whole month, I did decide to just go with $20 sales and over, so that this video isn't like 4 hours long. And my editing self will definitely thank me, but I do not share what day they sold because I just don't really see the importance of that. I just think knowing what sold, at least in the month, is important. I don't know. It is just more work, to be honest. I like to keep it easy. Okay, so I'll put the pictures up here and let's get started. So first off, we have this Lily Pulitzer Floral Mini Madison Court Women's Medium Athleisure Tennis Artsy, sold on Poshmark for $30 and I profited $24. And just so you guys know, if you're new to watching these, I read it off of my spreadsheet that I make for myself, and then I put it into Vendu so that I'm on my laptop, looking at my laptop as I'm sharing these sales, just so you're aware if you're new to these videos. And then anyways, this item was, and I also can share when I listed it because in the description I write, yes. Okay, sorry for that interruption. But I don't even know where I am. So I try to add as many keywords in the title as I can of the listing. So at the end, that's why it seems like a lot of random words. But I do add more keywords into the description as well. So like, that's not all I add. And maybe I'll share actually some keywords that I added for each thing too in the description, just so you guys can get an idea. But this, so other the only other one was vibrant, is that I added. And then I write the month and the year that it was listed, and it was listed in March of 25. So this was a nice quick flip, which most of these are going to be. I feel like my higher dollar sales are usually quicker flips, because it's newer items that I'm picking. It's newer items that I'm picking up, and because I'm getting better at sourcing, obviously, like all the like lower dollar sales, it's all stuff that I'm like trying to weed out of my closet or my store. So yeah. Okay, and then next up we have this Express black lace corset dress, women's 8, coquette whimsigoth Fairy Core Romantic, sold on Poshmark for $20. So I profited sold for $25, so I profited $20. Some other keywords I used was evening, witchy, party, cocktail, Y2K, and this was listed in January of 2025. So this was I held on to this for a little bit, but really pretty dress. Next up, we have this Erin London vintage tapestry paisley button-down vest, women's medium retro granny, sold on eBay for $34.77, and the $34.77 is what the buyer paid with the shipping that they paid, just so you guys are aware. So they paid $34.77, and I made a profit after shipping and fees of $23.58. I'm gonna see what this one looks like. I don't remember. Oh, yes. Okay. So this one, I also used brocade. That must have, I don't remember that keyword. I must have just had heard that when I did this. Academia, preppy, cottage, grandma core, boho chic, bohemian, hipster, festival, Y2K, fairy. And some of them may seem like that doesn't like make sense with the item, but I really try to add as many keywords as I can that I feel like could apply. And sometimes they might be a little iffy, but I still add them in anyways. Just I like, what's it gonna hurt, right? So that was actually listed in March of 2025. And then I have this Banana Republic gray wool sweater, men's large, preppy, retro, grandpa, academia, sold on Poshmark for $30, and I made $24. So I also used keywords like heavy, thick, and warm, which I don't know if those are like good keywords anymore. I know at one point people talked about using those, but I don't know if they still do. But that was listed in February of 25. But it goes to show, though, too, to be honest, like, that's a nice thick sweater, and it's sold in May, but the beginning of summer. So stuff like that will still sell. So go ahead, list your sweaters, list your coats. The stuff sells. Maybe not as well as it would in the winter, but it will. Or it might. I don't know. I shouldn't say it will. Okay, then I have these Sperry Topsider Memory Foam Blue, Navy Blue. I didn't realize I had blue twice. Blue, navy blue sneakers. Men's 7, preppy, casual, basic. Sold for $25 on Poshmark. So I made $20. I don't know when I got these. Sorry, I keep burping. I'm tired. It's a bad time to sleep. Okay, I gotta get my shit together. Okay. I sold them on Poshmark. Some other keywords that I have is classic core, old money, streetwear, retro, nautical, sailor, contemporary, old money, country club. These were actually, I don't know where I got these. I don't know when they were listed. It doesn't say. But they sold. That's all that matters, right? Okay. And then, this is not part of it. I was going to say, I made $63.50, but that was from going to Once Upon a Child. I sold a bunch of stuff to them and I made $63. That was in a vlog you guys would have seen, but I'm not going to add that in here. I don't have anything I don't know exactly what sold, to be honest. Okay. And then I sold these new with tag, Lane Bryant, high rise, curvy fit, skinny jeans, women's 26, flex magic waistband. Sold on eBay. The buyer paid $37.49, and I made a profit of exactly $25. Lane Bryant is a brand that I think it used to do well, and I feel like I'm always super late to the game when it comes to brands like Judy Blue, a lot of different brands, and Lane Bryant is another one, and it really sucks. I'm not gonna lie, but these were new with tag, so I think that's why they did good. And I did list them in March of 25. So they were nice, decently quick flip. So I also put stretch, comfort, casual, normcore, classic core for keywords on that one. Okay. And then we have This was an unexpected sale. If you watch my vlogs, you know why I sold this. But it is my MacBook Air M1 2020 model A2337 rose gold laptop with charger. Sold on eBay. The buyer paid $206.82. I made a profit of $185.92. That actually sold really quick because I don't even know when I listed. I think I listed it the same month. But if you watch my vlogs, you know that Blaine broke the screen. I love my child. I really do. But, oh, I was not happy. So he closed my So I always left my laptop open because I have Posture VA, which I don't anymore because Vendu has its own sharing service, thankfully. So I don't have to pay for that. But I'd always have to leave my laptop open, which sucked because it's light in my bedroom and my desk sits in my bedroom, and the one charger was in here, like probably like right there or something, and he went and he closed my laptop, and as an adult you would think something is there preventing it from closing all the way, so let me open it back up. Well, no, because he's 4 years old, doesn't really get it yet. He just tried closing it even harder, and there was a big black thing in the screen, and I could still use my laptop because I could, you can minimize your screens to be a little smaller, like if you go on iMovie or the internet, you can move it over. But it was one of those things where it was eventually it was gonna spread. So I'm I had to get a new laptop. I spent $1,000 on another new laptop, a brand new one. And then I just sold this one as is. And the person that bought it actually said that they were buying, because I wanted to reach out and make sure they knew that the screen was not working or that it had a flaw. And they were yeah, the reason they bought it is because they have a laptop where the screen works, but the laptop took a crap, so they're gonna switch it out. So it worked out really good. I did factory reset it, but I was nervous. I'm did I for sure factory reset it? I don't think I have, but I guess it does save your passwords and stuff. So I'm if I ever get hacked, you know what? But no, I'm pretty sure it's factory reset. I know I did, but I'm I don't know. It just made me nervous because Willie's are you sure you factory reset that? Because I had already sent it out, and I'm I'm pretty sure I did. So anyways, long story short, I had to get a new laptop. And I just want to say, I actually liked this one that I sold because the screen broke. I think I like that one better than my new one. There's no difference, to be honest, except the newer one is a little more laggy. I'm not gonna lie, and it's a brand new machine, so drives me nuts. But yeah, that was a whole thing. Okay, anyways, next item we have are these Mephisto brown leather slingback comfort sandals, women's 7 Gorpcore hiking camp, sold on Depop for $29.95, and I made a profit of $28.16. I love Depop's fees. You just can't beat them. So these I've had for quite a while, because I got these in a shoe palette, and they finally sold. And let's see, I used comfort. No, that was in the title. Yeah, I didn't use any other keywords, but I keep forgetting to tell you where I get my items. I told you guys before I was going to start telling you that. But most of them, by the way, are from the bins. Just so you're aware. Okay, and then next up, okay, I just turned the light on because I don't know if that makes a difference. It's starting to get a little dark out. So then next up we have this Coach vintage pink logo button purse, Y2K classic boho chic classic core, sold on Depop for $30. I made $28.10. And this purse, you guys, had, and I shared this in a vlog, again. So, this purse had so much attention. I listed it. I sold it the day that I listed it or the day after I listed it. But I literally had a freaking offer on every single platform within an hour of listing it. I've never ever had that happen. So I'm thinking I listed it pretty low. And the reason though that I did list it low is because it had a lot of staining on it, which I obviously did disclose, but it was a hit. I don't know what he's barking at. So it was obviously listed in May, and it sold in May. And then I sold this Hatch Baby Sound Machine, Light Up and Noisemaker. This also, I do know I listed in May as well. But it sold on Poshmark for $32, and I made $25.60. This was mine from when Blaine was a baby, so that was free cost of goods. And then the Coach purse was from a garage sale, and I got that for free because it had so much staining. If this is like the video, this is why I like to do this stuff when the kids are at school. It's the video of interruptions. Okay, so we have a few more. Oh, we have quite a few more now that I'm looking. Okay, and then next up, we have this cool Free Flex women's roll-up pants, 6 short Gorpcore outdoors hiking camp. Sold on eBay, buyer paid $40.57. I made a profit of $29.56. They actually put in a return request for this one also, I will say. But they never returned them yet. So the window might end up closing, but it was just due to fit. So I do still share my sales when they're going to return them, because like obviously they bought the item for this price regardless of the size, thinking they're going to fit. So if they return them due to fit, like I'm not going to really account for that. But anyways, at least in these videos. But anyways, this was actually listed in May of 25. So, and these I got from the bins. Some other keywords it looks like I have is casual, and that's it. Okay, and then I sold these Ramonte red zip lace up sneakers, women's 9.5 retro Y2K hipster hippie gypsy 90s. Sold on Poshmark for $40, and I made $32. Actually, the crazy thing about these ones is, so I got these at I think it's St. Vinny's. But the crazy thing about these is I sold them, I don't even know, like so I had them for a while, and then they ended up finally selling last month, and then they got returned, and then they sold again right away. So that was pretty cool. And they were because they were originally listed in September of 2024, and they sat for a while, but they're gone now, thankfully. Okay, and then I have this Old Navy Y2K Henley gray long sleeve shirt, woman's small fairy ethereal grunge. Sold on eBay for $29.66. I made a profit of $21.30. So this is definitely a Kaylee Elaine type of thing. Like when I see something like this, that's who I think of. I definitely learned this from her. It's just crazy. Like that something like this sold for the amount it did. Like this is something I probably would have worn in middle school. So pretty cool. And it was listed in April of 25. So it was only listed the previous month. And then I also used 2000s in the keyword. But yeah, this I picked up at the bins. Then I sold this Lily Pulitzer Vea Floral Vibrant Stretch Shift Dress Woman 6 Artsy Boho. Sold on eBay. The buyer paid $60.21. I made a profit of $47.72. So this I also got from the bins. Some more keywords are chic, tropical, vacation, and this was listed in March of 2025. I remember, I think I got this and the skirt that I talked about earlier in the video. I got these in the same like bin, and they were like, it was like because I don't go to the new bins, it was like a picked over bin. And I'm like, people at my bins just, I don't know if they don't go for Lily Pulitzer, or they just didn't see it, but I'm like, I feel like you can't miss a Lily Pulitzer piece. Like, they're so obvious. Okay. And then, let's see. I sold this Nuitags Lace Suit LT Pebbles Single-Breasted Blazer Women's 16. Preppy Academia Professor, sold on Depop for $22.46, and I made a profit of $20.81. This item, I think this was an old item. Yeah, I think this is quite old, but you know, I made a decent profit. Some other keywords I used was vintage, preppy. I don't know why I use vintage. I don't think that's vintage, but preppy, career, formal, business, classic, classic core, Shakespeare, light academia, preppy, prep, schoolgirl, preppy style, Ivy League, university. Yeah, and I think I got that out of a palette. Okay, this one's being returned and I'm really sad about it. But it is a JanSport vintage. Ugh, I can't talk. It is a JanSport vintage half pint mini blue corduroy backpack, casual, streetwear, urban, sold on Poshmark for $35, and I made $28. And yeah, so apparently there's a little hole in the bottom that I did not catch. So they are returning it and they're getting a refund on Poshmark. I'm still waiting for it to come in the mail, but I found this at the bins and it was listed in May of 25. So a really quick flip, but I was like, when I had heard like, don't sleep on JanSport. So I like looked up this backpack and it looked like the mini ones do really well. So do not sleep on a mini JanSport corduroy backpack. So I'm really disappointed that it's coming back. I am going to relist it and obviously disclose this little hole. It isn't even that big of a hole. But I'm going to disclose that and probably drop the price maybe by $5. I don't know. We'll see. But how cool. Like, I didn't know that something like that would do so well, to be honest. So that was really cool to see. And then I have this Fossil Sutton Pebbled Leather Crossbody Messenger Purse. Grunge Casual Boho Chic, sold on Depop for $31. I made $29.18. This purse I listed in December of 24. So obviously I've had this a little while. Yeah, so I'm glad I sold it. It looks like I also used, nope, I didn't use any more keywords. That was about it. Sorry, I feel like I'm so just not with it. I'm like tired. I'm struggling with like allergies or something. So I'm like sniffly, groggy, and I'm like, I can't talk. So bear with me, you guys. We're almost done. Okay. And then I sold this Ava and Viv floral button-down flowy dress women's X. I must have meant to put a number there. Cottagecore Prairie Peasant, sold on Poshmark for $25, so I made $20. And Ava and Viv, I'm pretty sure, is a Target brand, so that's pretty cool. Oh, it is a size X. I don't know what that really means, to be honest. Okay, so anyways, I did not write when I listed it, but I do think that's a newer item, so yeah, good to see that go. Okay, and then this is another item that was returned, and then I sold it right away again. But it was returned due to size. There are these Miss Moose sandals, women's 6.5, casual boho, bohemian, casual fairy, cottage core, sold on Poshmark for $32. I made $26.60. These I got out of a shoe palette that I had bought a while back. So these have been sitting on for honestly quite some time. because the shoe palette I bought was from a long time ago, and a lot of the stuff is sold, but there's still some stragglers, quite a few stragglers actually, if you see my storage unit. Okay, and then next up we have this ruby ribbon lace cami tank spandex, 30/24, women's 42, slimming, support shaping, sold on Poshmark for $40. I made 32. I actually got this from Salvation Army, and I don't remember what it was, like what possessed me to look it up, but I was like, I'm gonna look this up. So I looked it up and I'm like, ooh, this goes really well. So, and I wasn't wrong. It was listed in April of 25, and then I used another keyword. It was comfort in the description, which I feel like stuff like that, comfort is definitely like a good keyword to add in, especially with like certain shoes too, like comfort shoes. Let me see. I have to find, there was a Poshmark bundle. I have to find that. Okay, so this bundle is a bundle of 3. Do I have to read all this? Let's see. Okay, so there's soft surroundings, palm tree, like capri pants, like a stretchy one, BCBG striped, strapless knit bodycon, like dress. And then new with tags, good luck gem, tie-dye, hippie, like romper. All this stuff was old. So and I'm pretty sure this person sent me the offer. So when they sent me an offer of $44, I happily accepted that, and I made a profit of $35.20. And yeah, that was an exciting sale because that was all stuff that had been sitting for a while, and it was just really good to see it go. Okay, here's another really exciting sale. So it is this Trixie vintage Y2K blue sparkly ruched prom dress, women's small, Hoko fairy boho, sold on eBay. Buyer paid $66.10, and I made $53. So I got this at a garage sale for $6. And this like style dress, just, it really does well. And I listed this for $59.95, I think, and someone just came in and bought it outright, so that was really cool. So love that sale. Then I have these cut from the cloth toothpick skinny jeans, women's 25, normcore casual classic, sold on eBay for $33.48, and I made a profit of $22.09. I have to see what these look like because I'm not sure if I remember. Oh, here we go. Okay, so they were listed in April of 25. And yeah, I must have got these at the bins, I would assume. I could have got them at a garage sale though. I don't know. It's hard to say because I did a lot of garage selling in that month. Okay, and then I sold this I don't know how to say this brand. Cachet vintage rhinestone embroidered crop denim jacket, women's small, cowgirl, sold on eBay for $40.82, and I made a profit of $28.61. Oopsie, like this. So some more keywords that I used was coastal cowgirl core, western, southwestern, boho chic, bohemian festival rave. And that was listed in March of 25. This I actually got from my local thrift store, which I don't usually shop there because we don't really have like the greatest stuff. I guess I don't go there all that often, so maybe we have better stuff than I think. But I did get this there, and I don't know what I paid for it, but it had to have been under $10. I would have never paid that much for it, maybe like $6, I don't know. So that was an exciting sale. And then the last sale I have today for you, I could potentially have more sales when I come back, but I don't know. Probably not, to be honest. It is this new tag J-Gel embroidered blush flare 3/4 sleeve swing blouse, woman's large boho, sold on eBay for $30.07. I made $21.66. And this was listed in April of 25. Some other keywords I used was boho chic, coastal, minimalist, spring, Easter, flowy, preppy, career, office, business. And yeah, J. Jill, it's kind of a dying-ish brand depending upon what you have. So I was excited. I think this specific item was listed for like $39.95, which maybe was way overpriced. And someone sent me an offer of $25.50, and I did accept because the last few days sales have been like not very good. So I did accept, and I'm like, I considered that sales, or that I probably way overpriced it. But I will say this month I have done so well with my reselling. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Watch the next part because you will get all my numbers, and I'm really happy. This is the best month I've had. I wouldn't say ever, because I had a really good month like a couple years back, but since like in a long time. This is like, so far it's the best month I've had. So things are looking up. Every month it's getting better and better. Okay, so we are into Sunday, June 1st, which means I wrapped up my books for the month of May. So let's go over that. So the total that I made in the month of May was $4,179.64 after fees, shipping, any returns, promoted listings, anything like that, or boosted listings, because I also do boosted listings now on Depop. My net profit for the month is $2,835.92. And then, which is awesome because like we're coming into summer, which means we're coming into summer slowdown. But I'm coming into summer going up. So I'm really excited for that. I'm excited to see what June and July does, if summer slowdown hits me or not. We'll see. I don't know. I hope not. I will say the end of the month of May, the very end, sales really started to slow down. But the beginning, like they were just rolling in. And then the total that I spent in inventory in the month of May was $251.95. So I did not spend much money at all on inventory. And I want to say in a month, I probably average like 300 actually when I really think about it. So then my month profit, subtracting the inventory that I bought, was $2,583.97. So not bad, not bad. I had a total of 218 sales. I did have 4 returns, which are not counted in these sales. And all the returns were due to fit on eBay. So when I break it all down, my average sales price gross would be $19.17. And then my average sale price net would be, that's going into my bank account, would be $13. Which isn't too terrible, at least for like, a lot of lower dollar sales that I've had, which as I'm looking, I didn't have as many super low dollar sales like I did, like I think the previous months. I didn't even share that kind of information the last month, but I do think that it's fun to share that stuff and for me to look at. I don't know when people go off of like they do their goals and whatnot, if they go off of their net or their gross average sale price. But I would like for my gross sale price, I think, to be at least up to 20. Obviously, I'd like it to be higher, but like realistically, I would like it to be at least 20, which it's at 19.17. But net, like my take home average sales price, it would be ideal if we were at like 15, which I'm at 13. So it's not that bad. And realistically, I think I can hit that. I really do. So I don't know. I feel pretty satisfied with the month of May. I'm really happy with how things are turning out in my reselling. Now that, you guys know, I've been working it back up over the last few months and it's progressing. So that's all I can ask for, right? So Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Leave a money emoji in the comments, and if you made it this far. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.